Hi, I'm Kendall Young with Telus Properties, here to give you a short sale 101 class because you have choices. I believe we can help. One of the choices that you might have is to let the home go into foreclosure, or you could pursue a loan modification. Short selling is an option for many people, and frankly, many people choose to just go ahead and hide. Let's start with the basics. What is a short sale? A short sale is when the house is going to be sold for less money than what is owed to the bank. And it means the bank will be shorted on the amount of money they're owed. That's why it's called a short sale. It's not called a short sale because it takes a short amount of time. It's a little inside joke there. So let's start with some facts, shall we? It is a fact that more than 64,000 Californians have lost their homes since the credit downturn. I want you to know that if you are in financial trouble, you are far from being alone. It's another fact that over 20% of the sales in California were sold as a short sale. And this year, so far, 21% of all the sales in Glendale are a short sale. And this is up because last year, 16% of the sales were sold short here in Glendale. Another fact is that 40% of all short sales collapse before they close. This is due to the fact that short sales are complicated financial transactions. It takes a lot of skill and experience to get you to the goal of having a closed escrow and moving on with your life. Okay, here's a little positive fact for you. Most people who sell their home short will be able to buy again in as little as 2 years. So those are the facts. Now, let's take a look at the steps to getting your short sale done. So what are the steps to getting a short sale done? As an overview, the first thing is that you'll call your lender. The second thing is to talk to a tax professional or attorney. The third thing is to gather all of the necessary documents. And the fourth thing is to list your home for sale. So let's talk about this first step. Call your lender. You're going to call the short sale department and you will ask for customer service. You'll want to know what their general steps and procedures are for a short sale because every bank has their unique steps and procedures. You'll also want to ask them about their policy concerning deficiency. Deficiency is another term for the amount of loan that is being forgiven. Some banks have a policy that they always or never pursue the owner for the deficiency after the close of escrow. And you'll want to know what their credit reporting policy is. The way the bank chooses to report this short sale to the credit agencies has an impact on how quickly you're going to be able to recover your credit rating. Your next step is to check into the taxes and the laws for your local area. When you talk to your tax professional, you're specifically going to want to verify what the state and local tax laws are around the credit reporting, around the deficiency, around anything that has to do with the distress sale. A tax professional can advise you on that. You'll also want to talk to a legal professional for laws that are local concerning deficiency and credit reporting. Okay, the next step is probably the most tedious and it's also probably the most critical to your ability to get a short sale approved. And that's gathering the papers that you need to submit to the bank in order to get them to approve your short sale. The first thing is a letter of authorization. If you'll be using a professional to help you negotiate with the bank, that professional will need this letter signed by you so the bank understands that it's okay to speak with you on your behalf. The next one is the most critical, and it's the hardship letter. The hardship letter is your explanation to the bank as to why they should approve the short. And you're trying to prove two really key points. The first thing you're trying to prove is that you do have financial reasons, business reasons, that you are a threat for just letting the home foreclose if the bank doesn't approve this short sale. So it's anything ranging from financial hardship and why that is so, straight through to, look, I don't have a financial hardship. However, these are the business reasons why you can be assured I will walk away from this property if you don't approve the short. The second thing you're trying to prove with a hardship letter is the fact that the bank is better off financially approving the short sale than letting it go to foreclosure. So this is a straight up business proposal, where we've got an offer for X, and if you foreclose, it's probably going to cost you Y, so you should just go ahead with the short sale approval. They're going to want paycheck stubs. They want to see what kind of money you are currently making or not making. And they're going to want to see tax returns for essentially the same thing. They'll also want to see your bank statements to see what kind of assets you have. And this is all part of them understanding where you are financially and whether or not it makes sense to approve this short. And the last one would be your mortgage statements. So that's plural. If you own more than this house, if you have investment properties, rental properties, vacation houses, they're going to want to see the statements on all of this. Does it look like they are taking a magnifying glass to your financial life and examining every corner of it? Yes, it does. Is that fair? Yes, I think it is. The bank is going to lose a lot of money on a loan that they made to you. Whether you think they should or should not, whether that was fair or not fair, is irrelevant. The bank is going to make a decision based on their own financial well-being, and these are the pieces of paper that they need to help them to make that decision. Okay, after you've laid the foundation with the bank, after you've consulted your tax and legal people and gathered all your paper, now it's time to list your home. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, this step is in the wrong place. Shouldn't you have found a buyer before you went through all that paperwork and legal advice and whatnot? And the truth is, no. The bank will not even consider approving a short sale until you have secured a buyer with a bona fide purchase offer that they know what they're dealing with. So you have to do all this work and then you find a buyer. Okay, so first thing you're going to do is list your home. You're going to find yourself an experienced realtor who knows how to sell a home and consult and make sure they give you good advice. And you want someone who's experienced with short sales because this is a complicated financial transaction. You don't want someone who has no idea what they're doing. You want an expert in your area. The bank is going to pay attention. They're not just going to approve a short sale because you've got great paperwork and a flashy smile. They're going to want to know what the business environment is for this particular home. And the only one who can convince them of that is someone who is truly expert in the local area of the house. You'll want to get multiple offers. That's just the truth. An asset manager, which is the person who's in charge of deciding whether or not your short sale is approved, they're going to be impressed if you've gotten the highest price that you can for the property. And the best way to get the highest price possible is to encourage a multiple offer situation. And the truth of the matter also is that a right buyer is more important than a high price. Okay, so we need a price that the bank is going to approve, but you also want a buyer who is motivated to go through the time and hassle that a short sale represents. So we want a right buyer, a buyer who really loves the house and feels like they are ready to stick it through no matter what hoops we need to go through to get the short sale approval. Okay, you got a buyer. It's a lovely offer. It's a great price. Now what? Well, you're going to be waiting. We'll submit the offer to the bank along with all the documentation you gathered, and we can expect to wait 60 to 90 days before we'll get that short sale approval. It can take longer in some cases. Unfortunately, if you have decided to stop making your mortgage payments, the collection departments will still call. They are not aware that you are getting short sale approval, and dare I say, they don't care. So they will continue to proceed as they have prior to submitting short sale approval. More documents will be required from you. The package that you gathered before getting that buyer is just the baseline that we know they're going to want, but every situation is unique and there will be more that will be asked of you. The quicker you are to respond to each new document request, the quicker you get that approval. Lastly, don't fall for scams. The moment that you are listed on the multiple list as a short sale makes you, I'm sorry, a target for every con artist that's out there who wants to spin a great story that frankly you're going to want to hear. So just be aware of that and go by the golden rule. If it sounds like it's too good to be true, it probably is. Okay, so now we've talked about the facts of a short sale. Let's talk about some of the myths, and there's some real doozies that are out there right now. Here's one myth, that a foreclosure is just as bad as a short sale. Not true. A foreclosure is going to damage your credit quite a bit more than a short sale, and it will take you longer to recover your good credit. Another myth is that your credit is ruined forever. Not true. In fact, we just got through telling you that many people will recover their credit enough to buy a home within 2 years. That you're still going to owe money after the short sale is done. Once the short sale is approved and we subsequently close escrow, all liens will be cleared from the house and we move on. Doesn't mean you won't owe money on credit cards, but as far as the house is concerned, once the short sale is done, you're done. That you can't get a short sale if you have income or a job. Not true. We do get short sales approved when people have jobs, income, even sometimes when they have some savings in the bank. So each situation is unique, and just the fact that you have a job and income does not mean that you can't get a short sale approved. That another myth is that you can pursue a loan modification and a short sale at the same time. You can't. Most people will pursue a loan modification, and they will either get to the point where they realize a loan mod is not going to happen, or they're offered a loan modification and it does not suit their goals or purposes. And then they go through with the short sale process. That you can't get a short sale approval if you had already received a loan modification. The sad truth is that many loan modifications that are received are not successful. The home seller is not able to maintain the payments, the new payments that they're given, or they really have lost interest in staying in the house altogether. So it's pretty common actually for people to pursue a short sale approval even after they've received their loan modification. It's a myth that you have to be late on your mortgage payments. Truthfully, it does help if you're late on your mortgage payments to get that approval. However, we've gotten short sale approvals when people are perfectly current on their payments. And here's the last one, and this is a big one, that you can get cash on the side. Now, this is mostly speaking to people who have stopped making their mortgage payments. It's public record when you have a notice of default. And as soon as that happens, all of the con artists are going to come out and they're going to want to tell you a story that sounds so good. You're going to want to believe these people that you can be done with this house and walk away with some cash in your pocket. Think of it this way. If the bank is taking a loss, are they going to be happy that you're walking away with some money? Probably not. It's fraud. If it sounds too good to be true, it generally is.
Hi, I'm Kendall Young with Telus Properties, and if you're thinking about selling your home short, I want you to know you are not alone. Now, this presentation was designed to answer your basic questions about what a short sale is and how it works, but every situation is unique. Call me for your confidential appointment where we can discuss your unique situation and the options that are available to you. I promise there'll be no sales pitch, no high pressure, just an honest assessment of where you're at and a concrete game plan on how you can move on with your life. I look forward to meeting you, but more importantly, I look forward to helping.